Yeah, so when you look at diversity, you can look at diversity in so many different ways. So, are we looking at diversity in terms of geographical areas? We have rural districts, we have large urban districts, and we have districts that are medium sized, and the needs are very different. Are we looking at diversity in terms of race? And there's a study, a young lady at UNC Chapel Hill did a research study about the impact of having at least one African American teacher in your educational career, the impact that has on a student. So we can look at diversity from that perspective as well. And then you have districts like in Bertie County where we're a large minority district. And so when you look at diversity, we're looking at socioeconomic diversity in our school district. How are we ensuring that every child, regardless of where you live, get the education that you deserve? So yes, diversity is an issue. It needs to be paid attention to. And you hear a lot these days about equity. And so that's something, I think we're recognizing that that's a need.
Right.
Wow.
So how do you put that in your district? When teachers come out of college or they're ready to get their first teaching job, lack of experience may not get them to the point where I have all of these different students and they have to be catered to very different ways. How do you pull that out of a teacher to start looking at diversity from all of those points that you made?
Yeah, so when we have teachers that are coming to our district, and that's why I was so interested in principal preparation. I'm sure you've heard of the Leandro case that's here in North Carolina that's been going on for years. In school districts where the students were struggling and the school districts did not feel they had the resources to support the students in the district. And our Constitution states in North Carolina that it is a constitutional right for our students to have a sound basic education. And so that's why I went into principal prep. And while I was working with that, I started looking at teacher prep. Because not only are we getting teachers out of our UNC system schools, but our private schools, we have teachers in Bertie County that are not from the country because we don't have the supply of teachers that we need to fill every classroom. So now we're looking at non-traditional ways of how do we get teachers into our school district. And we recently received a grant from the State Board of Education